Christian, third successive win. That's the side that's turning the corner, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I think from the start we had a lot of things we needed to change, and we've done that by winning. It hasn't been beautiful for 90 minutes, but we have 3 wins.
Yeah, and you have to show a bit of steel away from home.
Yeah, no, I think we are at the moment we're winning 1-0. We keep it tight, but yeah, no, obviously we want to do better. But I think this is a good start, and it's a good build. We can take something from this, and obviously the 3 points is the most important.
The one goal, a lovely goal, Jayden, lovely team goal.
Yeah, it was a great team goal. I'm just happy that I got the goal for the team and for the 3 points.
Yeah, you look confident now. Of course, the goal against Liverpool helped as well.
Yeah, obviously doing pre-season with the team. My first pre-season, obviously last year I missed pre-season, so I got to know the players a lot more, and we worked on a few stuff, and yeah, I'm getting more comfortable. Yeah,
and in terms of this side knitting together, but in the first half you pretty much dominated. Do you think you should have killed the game off maybe?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's similar to Southampton. I mean, we did very well until we scored, and then we have to keep momentum. We have to kill the game early, obviously. Otherwise, it's going to be a tight game until the end, like today.
Table's looking a little bit better, Jayden. You're up into 5th now.
Yeah, we hoped to start the season with 2 wins, but obviously, that woke us up, and happy that we got the 3rd win today.
Yeah, making progress. A big game at the weekend now. Another one, Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, from now on, they just keep coming every Thursday, Sunday from now until after the World Cup. So, I mean, yeah, we're looking good. I mean, we're getting the points, so we're getting the base of what we need to do. But obviously, it's going to be a tight schedule, but a lot of fun games in between.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you.
Yeah, indeed, an important game for them coming up on Sunday. A real proper test up against the current leaders in the Premier League, Arsenal. Robbie, let's talk about Leicester then this evening. Where do we begin?
They weren't a threat at all, were they, going forward? That would be the worry for Brendan Rodgers. If you look at the side, Johnny Evans, was he 34 now? At the back, the spine of the team, and Jamie Vardy's 35 up top. It's a huge worry. Maddison, 1 free kick, but they haven't threatened David De Gea at all. Justin with a chance at the end. But I just don't think they got to grip. They didn't affect the games. Individuals didn't win any battles on the pitch.
But what is happening here then? This is a team that finished 8th in the Premier League last season. This is a team that have been in the top half of the last 5 Premier League seasons. This is the same team from last season. Fofana was injured a lot of last season.
But Jake, I think it goes back to the point we've heard a lot of managers and a lot of us as players, you talk about transfer windows and you think new players coming in gives you that impetus, gives you that little bit of it generates a feeling and changing where, I've got to prove myself and show that player, and that extra competition comes in again. They haven't got that here. They're sitting on the same amount of same players, really. They understand that the dynamics of the football club have changed. The purse strings have been pulled. So that there's automatically going to be a little bit of negativity that creeps in. Again, it's up to Brendan and his staff to kind of change that now. And I think he was right in what he says. I think it's a big moment now. The window's shut. Yeah. Expectation levels, there's none of them now. We've got what we've got to work with it now. And I think that they've got to change that mindset now once this window's closed tonight.
I was doing a bit of maths during the game, which is always dangerous for me. But the squad are not old. The squad average age tonight of the starting 11 was 26. Interestingly, though, on average, those players have been here almost 5 years each. So this is not a new squad by any stretch. Is that a factor that for 5 years they've been at the same club?
Oh, possibly, but I just think that, if you're looking at the bench, how many players who started the game tonight would think they're going to play every single week? And that's what Rio's going to the point where any change room, we've all been in change rooms, some better than others. I was probably the worst one out of these two. But again, even players when...
No one disagreed with that.
Yeah. But when, even in any dressing room, if a player comes in, you're thinking, right, so Dewsbury Hall has worked hard to get into the team. Who's going to... Now, Dewsbury Hall might be thinking that I'm going to play every week here. Who's pushing Dewsbury Hall? Who's pushing the next player? So I'm not saying that against Dewsbury Hall because he deserves to be in the team, doesn't he? And he's been fantastic. I thought he was Leicester's best player tonight. But who's pushing the players in the side? So does Vardy think, well, I'm going to play every week? Maddison, when he's fit, am I going to play every week? So that's why I think Brendan Rodgers needed to add players in the...
I think the word that best explains it is there's a bit of a stoutness here.
Yeah.
It's stout.
Yeah, it's flat.
It
yeah.
feels flat. It feels
Crowd were
stale. The
flat.
crowd as well, they feel it. And they need to help generate the atmosphere, but the players need to kind of bring that as well. And there wasn't enough today on the pitch that excited this crowd until probably like the last 2 or 3 minutes. And that just isn't good enough.
Yeah, and obviously you can't be here because you're watching this at home, but actually in the programme notes, the chairman makes the point that after a few years of spending, they are now pulling in the purse strings. They have to make sure that they deal with the fair play situation, financial fair play, and for that reason, Leicester, as you've seen, have not gone heavy this year. In fact, Wesley Fofana leading for 70 million is the big bit of business at this football club, and it leaves them at the bottom of the Premier League table after these midweek matches. We've had some cracking games actually the last couple of nights, haven't we? A brilliant result for Southampton against Chelsea. They were delighted with that on Tuesday, and then we saw a stunning hat-trick from Erling Haaland, back-to-back Premier League hat-tricks for him, and a very late show from Liverpool against Newcastle United. This one rounds off, though, what's happened over the midweek. Manchester United with another away win, another 1-0 win. And as Rio was telling us earlier, those are games that he thinks they would have lost last season, not this season. That's the reason why they're fifth in the Premier League. And this weekend they take on the leaders, Arsenal. But for Leicester, the big issue for them isn't just the performances. It isn't just the players that they haven't managed to bring through the door. It's not just the players that have left. It's their league position. 5 games played, no games won, 1 draw, and 4 defeats. There's a lot for Brendan Rodgers to be worried about at this football club, and there's a lot coming your way this weekend. Make sure on Saturday you save the day.
United lead Leicester by 1-0 at half-time. Karen Carney and Michael Owen watching along with me. Fair to say it's not been the most entertaining first half of football, has it, Karen? But Manchester United controlling the game.
It's been really scrappy, like first balls, second balls. I think Man United's performance has been similar to that of Southampton, where they've done what they needed to do, defended in the right areas, played out when they needed to and gone long when they needed to. But it's been quite scrappy, but they'll be pleased with clean sheet and getting that goal.
Have Manchester United looked fairly comfortable to you in that first half?
Yeah, I think that they look quite comfortable defensively now. I think Manchester United almost gone back to basics. After the first couple of games of the season when it was just horrific, they've gone right back to basics. Play when we can, but we'll go long if we have to. They're defending ruggedly now. They haven't really looked like conceding a goal. David De Gea has not really had too much to do. So I think they're just playing almost percentage football now, hoping for a little break up front, maybe a mistake, bit of magic. And it's working. I don't think that this is the type of football you'll be seeing come the end of the season. I think they'll improve as the season goes on. But I just think they said, right, enough's enough. We can't be playing like we did against Brentford and Brighton. And all of a sudden, they're playing more percentage football.
And you showed us both on the tactics board before the game kicked off exactly how Manchester United have improved. And the goal came from Jadon Sancho. How were Manchester United allowed this much space? Because surely Brendan Rodgers has been looking at similar things to what you guys showed us before the game.
Yeah, well, I think, the gaps naturally appear because the goalkeeper's gone long and the distances from Leicester's centre-backs to their midfield were just huge. And that's what made these pockets of spaces more available for Manchester United. Here it goes long and then you see the 2 centre-backs in the midfield, the gaps are huge, and then they pick it up and then Bruno then goes into a fantastic pocket space, and then the timing of the movement from the centre forwards, which I think Mo will show you in a minute, is really, really good, and then it's a tidy finish. But for me, the gaps come from that goal kick, where it's just far too open for Leicester. I think you see it better from here, don't you, Mo?
Yeah, this is a great angle of Bruno. Look at the centre of the picture, right by the referee here. I think Leicester aren't in the worst position here, but it's his movement into that area there that we highlight. He just gets that space, and all of a sudden then Leicester become unbalanced and outnumbered. The ball in is great. Rashford's awareness of touch and play it round the corner to Sancho is absolutely brilliant. And this finish, he makes it look so easy. I mean, yes, you can take it round the goalkeeper, you can play safe and take a big touch, but it kills your angle. It's all about how hard and how you caress that ball into the perfect area. You don't want to kill your angle. You want to open the goal out. And as I say, you take a big touch, you kill your angle, and players get back onto the line. So it's you're running at a fast pace, and just to try to caress that ball into the right area. He made it look simple. But Manchester United really worked that well. But I thought that Bruno was the one that sort of instigated it with his little drift into that wide area.
Yeah, it's giving Bruno Fernandes, a man who's in good form right now, that much space. You know you're going to get punished for it.
Yeah, I think with the pace of the front three that they're with and the gaps, that's perfect for number 10. I think when they stretch the play or gaps like that, then he can go and find those spaces. The most intelligent number 10s just go and roam into areas. And I think with that goal, I think it's just naturally saw the fullbacks out. I'm just going to ghost in there. I see the fullback might play in. It's a bit of a risk, comes to him. And then, like Mo said, the timing of everything else was just perfect for Man United.
Have you been disappointed with Leicester in that first half?
I have, yeah. They're lacking a little bit of confidence. They're not creating too many chances. Of course, we all know what they want to do. We all know what one of their star players, Jamie Vardy, wants to do. He almost broke free in the first part of the game, making a galloping run into one of the channels. But that's what he wants to do. Manchester United haven't really given him any space to run into. They've not kept such a high line. So they're reasonably one-dimensional at the moment, and we'll have to see a lot more from them. On paper, you look at their starting 11, it's not a bad team. They've got some really creative players. I haven't seen Maddison much. I haven't seen Tielemans much. Vardy's hardly had a kick. These are players that have got Premier League experience, old campaigners that have been really successful. So you want to see a lot more from them, because Manchester United haven't done loads. They've not really battered Leicester, but they've just been pretty solid play percentages and got their noses in front.